welcome back to my channel. So I couldn't wait to film this one because today I found that picture I talked about in that video that I did about struggling with acne, and I was so excited to make this video because something happened today when I looked at that picture. Let me insert it now. Okay, yeah, so that's me. Okay, like, guys, sorry that it's so unstable. First off, like, I still have this flu from hell. Next off, I just undid my hair, so it's in like a mess, but I was very, very, very excited to share. So something happened. I've had that picture, I think, for over 10 years, and I looked at it for the first time today. For the many, many years I've had it, all I saw in that picture was like the pimples, right? But for the first time after I had that conversation on here about my journey with beauty and whatnot, I looked at it and I thought, such beautiful eyes, you know? And the reason why I thought that was because in that particular picture, I had just gone through a very, very bad breakup, but you can't even see the pain in my eyes. And just before we took that picture, it was me, my sister, and my dad. We were attending a wedding, and I had been crying. I had been bawling my eyes out, and I had been crying. And then something I'm very good at is coming out to the world. Even when things are really going badly for me, I can always show up and be happy. And I think that's a strength and a weakness. But I for the first time, I was just like, oh, what beautiful eyes. Like, they didn't even tell the story of the pain of that particular time, and it excited me. So something else happened to us this week. My husband has been trying his hand at quails, and we've been keeping them. We had babies and they had grown. We had moved them to the chicken run from the brooder, and then we had this flood. Yeah, guys, we have a disaster from the rains. This is the chicken run. That is where we keep the quails. It's just you can't see now, but there's lots of water coming from where the quails are. We hadn't yet put what you call them, cages for them to be elevated, so we don't even know if they're still alive. Someone blocked our drainage, and we had a good number of those quails die. And obviously my husband was devastated. I was sad. But the following morning we were able to salvage well, okay, not we. When I say we, I mean because my husband and I are one. That's we. But technically speaking, my husband is the one who went out and salvaged some, saved the guinea pigs, saved the rabbits, and saved some of the quails, and put them in the brooder for them to be warm again. Anyway, some of our bunnies are little rabbits who survived the flood. We moved some of the surviving quails into the brooder to dry after the flood. We lost well over 30 of them, but we're just grateful anyway. I mumble. Anyway, so what I observed the following morning after that storm that we had at home was that even when you see in like the videos I've just shown, you'll see that there's a big mess, right? There's like containers that have been swept like from the neighbors' houses, and they are here. There's mud, there's water, it's drying out. But you also see that the sun is shining. You can see that the quails are alive and happy and warm. You can see that the rabbits are happy to be eating from the grass my husband and the weeds my husband has been letting to grow so that they can feed in that little cage he's created for them. But I couldn't help but think how, you know how they say joy comes in the morning? After the storm, there's still a mess that needs cleaning. And have you ever observed when you have gone through a difficult time, you know that the difficult time is over. Let's take a relationship, for instance. Maybe you're in an abusive relationship, whether it's physical, emotional, or whatever. You know it's over. This person is out of your life and there's no threat to your life anymore. But you still remain with trust issues. You still remain with fears and insecurities. And those are the things that you have to work through. So these things are represented like the way I'm saying, the containers that were swept into our yard after the storm because of all those floods that were flowing into our yard. It's the mud, you know, so those are the trust issues. So you know that the phase has come to an end, but there's also the sunshine, right? And the life in the rabbits, which is you, right? So you're still alive, you're still strong, and you're still fighting. And that's what I thought about when I saw that picture today. That there was a time, like that time when I was smiling for the picture. The storm had passed, the relationship was over, but I still had the mud and everything going on that I needed to deal with. And then today, over 10 years later, I look at that picture and I saw something beautiful about it. And in the analogy, that would mean the mud has now been swept away and the rubbish has been cleaned off. And I can look back now and say, oh, Ebenezer, you were with me, even when you feel like you couldn't have survived a certain situation. So I don't know if this video is for you. I don't know what you're going through, but just to say, if you hang in there, the storm does clear. And after the storm clears, there's certain issues sometimes you may have to fix and work on. But after that, it does get better. Does it mean I don't have problems now? Absolutely not. I have a new set of problems and issues I'm having to work through. But that is life, and it's intended for us to grow, and I am growing. And maybe I'll make a video about what I am going through now. But yeah, you know, just finding that picture today and the analogy of what we went through this week of losing things and then seeing what happens after a slight storm and how that can be applicable to my life. I just needed to make a record for me to find in the future that the storm does pass, but even after the storm, sometimes we deal with issues. So to show myself grace, even as I walk through the challenges of life, even as I try to figure out and find answers, even as I am on this journey to fully discovering my purpose, to show myself grace and to understand that when the timing is right, God will show me what the clear picture is, because he has been faithful all this time and he won't stop now. And yeah, that's my journey, and that's all I had to say today. I hope you're all good, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Hopefully I'll be a bit more decent.